very special for you today because Spiderweb Software just launched Queen's Wish. Okay, now if you're asking yourself, who is Spiderweb Software? Let me tell you, Spiderweb Software has been making some of the coolest indie adventure role-playing games since the mid-90s, 1996, when they released Exile Escape from the Pit. And I played that game with my dad when I was but a wee lad, and I loved it. That and the game Realms by Fantasoft basically made me a role-playing game junkie from a young age of like less than a decade. So this is super exciting. Other games that they have made that you might have more likely heard of are games like Avedon the Black Fortress, the Avernum trilogies, the Geneforge or Geneforge trilogy. I think it's pronounced Geneforge, but I like to call it Geneforge because I think it sounds cooler. And these games that have been really popular on Steam. Jeff Vogel, the creator and sole proprietor, along with his wife, of Spiderweb Software, they were kind of big back in the shareware days, and then they sort of fell off and became a little more obscure, I think. But then with the mobile games that started coming out, they found that they ported really well to iPad and things like that, to tablets. And so they kind of had a resurgence of enthusiasm and visibility. And now they're on Steam. You can get their older trilogies on GOG.com, GOG.com. So it's really been great to see these guys get more attention, more press, and to continue to produce these really great, successful games. So as you see, I'm just a little more on them if you want to check them out, because I love Spiderweb. They're probably one of my, I'd say they're my favorite independent video game studio out there. So we have all these games here that are newer. They run on pretty much all platforms. You can even get some things on GOG.com where like older games run on emulators and stuff like that. For their very old stuff, the Exile games down here, those ones are hard to run. But for Avernum, which is a redone version of the Exile series, you can still play those on pretty much any modern machine. So I really recommend that you check those out if you're into this style of game. I played Avernum and Avernum 2 so many times. I played each of the Exile games once, but I played Avernum 2 a bunch of times. I played Avernum 3 once, but didn't like it quite as much. The Geneforge series, Geneforge series, I played a ton. They're really cool games where you're like these summoners that your thing is you like create these beasts and you like set their stats and stuff like that and have them fight for you and can build them in all different sorts of ways. Such fun stuff. But I haven't played a Spiderweb game in a little while because when these most recent ones came out, the Avernum reboots here, I didn't even realize that these were new games, honestly. They're remakes of the original. So the remake's a remake, basically, and I thought that it was just a re-release of the first remake. So these didn't even really pop up on my radar. So I'm really excited to try out Queen's Wish. I'm going in pretty much blind here, other than that I set up the settings and everything so that I made sure we would be able to stream it and all that. But that is enough of a history lesson. If you want to check them out at spiderwebsoftware.com or on Steam or GOG.com, anything like that. But for now, let's jump in to the game. And I will make sure that my display capture does not interfere. Okay, there we go. So one cool thing to note here is that we have music, which in a lot of previous... let me just make sure Unified Chat is working here. In a lot of previous Spiderweb games, there wasn't really much in the way of music. You just had sound effects. So I would make my own playlists for them. So it's cool to see that here. I don't know if there's going to be music throughout the whole game, but I'm excited that they have this really cool sounding thing here. And this music reminds me of the music from the game Tome 4 or Tales of Maj Eyal. And they did I think they used kind of an open source music thing for that. So I'm wondering if they used a similar open source for this music or the same one. So anyway, let's go ahead and start a new game. Okay, so we're going to create a new royalty. Okay, so we got skin tone, male, female, a bunch of different faces. Let's go with got scars and stuff. What do you think? What should we make our character here? What's a good... I kind of wish they had a name randomizer or a default, because, you know, when you're just trying to make a canon thing like this, that can be helpful. So let's go with... hairstyle... hair color. Do we have like a blue or green? I guess that's as close as we got, just the black. Okay, and face. This is a fair amount of customization for a Spiderweb game, honestly. Let's go with that one. And hairstyle, extra details. Ooh, hey, that's kind of cool. Little tooth necklace. Let's go with this one, and we will call her Byleth. Just, you know, the first thing that comes to mind. And I think I'm going to go with veteran. It says that this is for people who don't want a huge challenge, and I think that I'm up for a little bit of a challenge. I hope that everyone else feels up to it too. Okay, so the Empire of Haven rules a full 1/8 of the known world. Queen Sharon III rules Haven absolutely. Her oldest son will become king someday. Her oldest daughter is Sharon's sage and most trusted advisor. Queen Sharon III, your mother. Queen Sharon III buys the loyalty of all the small nations she can reach. If they refuse her, Haven is wealthy enough to pay armies to make them her vassals. None of this concerns you. You have lived a life of comfort, hiding from the responsibilities that ever threaten to crush you. You've had a peaceful life of decadence. Until today. Cool. All right. This is the kind of... This feels like coming home to me. This is like... I'm just gonna make sure everything's looking all right over here. Yep. Just like... This feels like coming home. I mean, okay, literally we're in our home here, but these graphics, just the kind of way the map is laid out, so comfortable. Okay, the Queen requests you, Princess Delia. Your older sister, Princess Delia, stands by the door watching you. She has on her best reassuring expression. Good morning, young princess. I'm sorry for disturbing you. It's almost noon. Where is my butler? First thing you say on waking up. Classic. I'm going to turn over and go back to sleep. I've been living a life of decadence. You get 10 seconds of peaceful silence, then your sister gives you a well-aimed finger jab to the ribcage. Our mother commands your presence in the throne room, now. Fine, what's going on? I have no idea, she lies. No lying in bed all day for you, I'm afraid. Hurry, out into the hall. On your way, she insists. Oh, on your way, she insists. Got it. That was not a stage direction. Turn over and go back to sleep again. So it looks like we're actually in like a third person omniscient for the narration here, interestingly. Or maybe it's just an odd thing. Can't this wait? She is the queen, Byleth. She doesn't wait, not even for you. Please don't embarrass her yet again. Go. Alright. Fine, I'm going. Princess Delia steps to the side to watch you pass. She starts to say something, but then she stops. She looks sad. What is going on today? Well, I think we're going to find out. Okay. Welcome to Queen's Wish. You have a long day ahead of you. First, you need to learn how to move around. Select a spot on the ground to walk there. To open a door or a box, select it. Select objects to use them, and select chests and containers to see what's inside. Now select the door in the west wall to open it. Alright, first, as any good role-playing gamer will do, I'm going to walk around. And it's just going to keep on telling me to open the door, so I'm guessing there's nothing in here that I can pick up. Nothing else that we can say to our sister. Okay, I got it, game. I'll go over there. As you stumble out of your bedroom, the royal insignia of Haven slowly fades into being on the chest of your jerkin. This happens no matter what you wear, always, even when you don't want it to. It's a fairly simple bit of magic, worked on you and your siblings by your mother. She insists that you bear the crest of Haven everywhere you go. Something about the mystique of the royal house. Okay. That's kind of cool. And I feel good for naming this character Byleth, because look at that arm motion, man. That is intense. Sharon's Palace. This is the dueling hall. For centuries, when a dispute could not be settled peacefully, lords and ladies of Haven came here to resolve arguments in the most final way. A man is waiting for you. You are shocked to see your older brother, Prince Sutter. He is next in line to the throne, and he's almost never in Sharon's Palace anymore. He has too much to do. Okay. So these Spiderweb games often have lots and lots of characters, and who you talk to, who you know, how much favor you curry with them and their factions is often very important. Oh, that's a portrait here. That's nice. Looks very regal. The throne room is just ahead on the left. You groggily enter the dueling hall, hoping to get this ordeal over with quickly. Someone moves to stand in your way. It's your older brother, Prince Sutter, back from some war or other urgent business of Haven's empire. He walks up, gives you his standard hearty grin, and says, "Greetings, Princess." Hello, Sutter. Back from some marvelous bit of heroism? Someone has to help run Haven's empire, Byleth. Many lives outside these luxurious walls depend on us. But that doesn't mean I can't take the occasional break for family. That is why I rushed home when Mother told me of the glorious event. Okay, glorious event? He ignores the question. That aggravating grin is still on his face. He nods toward the box by the north wall. A demonstration, I suppose. All must take part. Your sword is in the box. Get it and ready it. Fine, I'll play along. Sutter gives you the royal nod, the one he gives as a rare reward to underlings who perform well. You don't care. Just get the sword ready, sister. The sooner you do, the sooner this can all be over with. So again, I'm feeling really good for naming my character Byleth here, because I feel like the level of apathy I'm expressing towards everything suits the name pretty well. For those of you who are not familiar, Byleth is the default name in Fire Emblem Three Houses, and a kind of placid and often unemotional individual. Select the box and take the sword out of it. You can see what items the character has, and equip use items by pressing the inventory button. To get items out of a box, select the box. Alright, so I'm guessing that... Yep, let's start combat. I guess we'll find the inventory button when we get there. Oh, there we go. To get and equip your sword, select it, select your character. To move or equip an item, select it, then select where you want it to go. In the inventory window, select the sword, and then select the equip area to use the sword. Okay. Alright, so Iron Short Sword. Click it over here. And looks like that's all we've got at the moment. Sutter sees that the sword is ready. He laughs. Well, Byleth, let us see how useful your expensive education was. He claps his hands. There's a puff of smoke in the center of the dueling hall. A moment later, a giant, horrible spider has appeared. As Sutter laughs heartily, the thing lunges toward you. Okay. So I assume... Okay, let's hit F to start combat. You are in combat. You and your foes will take turns. Each turn, you get several action points. Moving and using abilities or items drains these. When you run out, your turn ends. To attack a foe, select the space it is standing in. To try out one of your cool abilities, press the Use Ability button. Okay. So no ranged weapon. item inventory usability. So I already got cracked for a little bit here. So we've got different abilities. Each uses energy. Killing foes slowly restores it. All right. So we've got Brutal Blow. Deals 25% extra damage and causes bleeding. Costs 1 energy. This one also costs 1. Physical damage to all enemies within 2 spaces. 7 through 11 damage. Also costs 1. Blinding Blow. 25% extra damage and weaken your foe, reducing its damage. Okay. So let's just start it by weakening it, I guess. So I guess I can probably hit C. Yep. Okay, and this is probably showing me, yeah, walk that direction. All right. So we do 10. Deals a few back. What was the hotkey for this? A for ability. And then let's just do our big old cleave or whatever it was called. Press this button to leave combat. You are victorious. To exit combat, press the end combat button to the lower left. After this battle, you can bandage your wounds. In the future, to heal your wounds and restore your energy, you will need to use an inn or return to one of Haven's forts. Okay. So we get a little bit of energy back, I guess, from killing enemies, but mostly from resting in an inn or in a fort. All right. I don't know if I need that large graphic showing up there on end combat, but achievement unlocked. Very funny. Cool. Sutter nudges the dead spider with his toe. As you bandage your wounds, he says, "Not too bad, princess. Your education left you with some practical skills, I see." I'm just going to glare at him. Sutter laughs. "Oh, Byleth, my position as heir to the throne gives me so few amusements. Don't begrudge me one last little prank before you see Mother. But enough delays. It is time." You hear a click from the west door, the door to the throne room. Mother awaits. Alright, so I was healed for 100 there. I don't get any of my energy back yet. That's okay. Okay, so door to the west, Sharon's palace. You enter the throne room to find court is fully in session. Your mother, Queen Sharon, sits ramrod straight on her customary stool. Guards surround her. They look at you with their customary disdain. The queen waves you forward. "Princess Byleth, please. It is time for us to speak." Okay, click on her to talk to her. Got it. I have a gift for you. You have come before Queen Sharon, total monarch of the Empire of Haven and all the lands it owns, savior of your people, scourge of your foes, and your mother. As you come close, she gives you a tiny nod. Princess or not, custom demands that you kneel now. We'll do this the courtly way. Kneel. Greetings, Queen Sharon. Your unusual politeness and formality catches her by surprise. She smiles, very faintly. Whatever she has in mind, you have not swayed her. "My beloved princess, I have called you forward in an unusually abrupt way. I am sure you are wondering why." Sorry, I'm a little off balance. The spider just tried to eat me. Let's go with the first one. A tiny smile. Only one who knows her as long as you have would detect it. Ah, Sutter and his pranks. Still, we have to make sure you are fully awake. Let's look at this first one, because it seems like we're going to learn something from it. Yes, too much so, I have come to believe. Sutter and Delia are invaluable to me. Their happiness comes from knowing that they have value. You will now join the family. I'm giving you a job. A job? Why? We have done you a disservice. I see now that you will only work as hard, be as strong, as you are forced to. Ooh, ouch. You are, in other words, a normal person. This is no crime. Haven has bits of unfinished business, waiting for us to have time and resources to tend them. That time is now. Unfinished business. We have a valuable colony on the continent of Sacramentum, over the sea to the west. The colony was ruined by a great calamity with a capital C, so you know it's important. Strange forces destroyed our crops. Our vassal states rejected us. Only a few of our people remained there, hungry and besieged. Sacramentum. The 3 lost vassals there. Yes, and though most wisely fear to say it, they were lost on my watch. I will see now that my errors are corrected, and our vassal states resume their duties to us. What does this have to do with me? In the garden to the west, you will find an enchanted portal. It will carry you to Sacramentum. There, you will take command of what is left of our colony. You will rebuild our forts, raise forces, and reclaim all the land we lost. Wait, take over a whole continent? Me? That seems like a good thing to say. Of course, you are a Princess of Haven. That is the job you were born to do. It's what you do to earn the wealth you were born into. You will have all the resources you need. You must provide the orders and the will. Just makes sense, too, as someone who looks like she's probably third in line to the throne. I don't know anything about Sacramentum. I probably don't. I apparently am really lazy and slack off, so that is all right. Haven still has loyal servants there. They will greet you and teach you all you need to know. I know the prospect is painful, but you might also be helped by reading a book or two. Man, these burns! Mom has some sick burns. I don't know if I'm actually worldly or just insightful enough to say something like number 1, so let's go with, why are you doing this to me? Oh, my child, you are getting old and time runs shorter than you know. Your life, your true life, must begin. This is the only solution. The portal waits for you. I refuse, I'm going back to bed. I'm going to go with, I don't know if I can do this. For a moment, your mother considers standing to embrace you. But no, she would never be so undignified. She simply says, Byleth, I believe in you. I always have. I promise you that. You hear a click from the door to the west. It is now unlocked. The portal is waiting. Oh, my child, I wish the best for you. Good fortune. Okay, I'm going to take a break from narrating and playing here for a second, because this has me super excited. Because as you probably detected there is some not potentially great stuff going on here, some factions that we're going to be running into, and that is something that these Spiderweb games, since the original Geneforge, have been awesome at. And even before then, I guess, in some cases, of having lots of characters who you're currying favor with, factions that you're currying favor with, and having that have a huge impact on the game world and how it unfolds. So, like, a lot of times it even goes as far as, it's like Skyrim style of, like, supporting or overthrowing the status quo in ways that are really like, maybe the status quo is actually better than the people that are trying to overthrow it, and stuff like that, where you get into really gray and gray morality. So really cool to see that here. I'm excited to see where this leads. Right, press the gear button to save and load games, change settings, and quit. Or Control S to save. Autosave sometimes. You can also press F3 to quick save, F4 to reload. And I am going to complain for a second there, because I hate it when quick save and quick load are next to each other, because it makes it so much easier to accidentally load when you want to save. And I think that we've usually seen like F5, F9 more frequently, but little things. All right, let's just put in a save there. All right, quick saving very quick, because these are pretty low overhead games. I think this entire download was 126 megabytes. You stumble into the West Hall, dazed. Nothing seems real. You wonder if this is all some prank. Then you see your sister waiting for you just ahead. You see the look on her face. This is entirely real. So apparently our sister can also teleport, because she was down here and we came from there, and we didn't see her go by. Maybe she snuck by when we were fighting the spider. We tested the portal. I assume we can talk to her again. Delia is waiting for you in the hall to the portal. As usual, she is infuriatingly concerned about your well-being. Oh, that's nice. Byleth, how are you? Are you all right? I am better than all right. I have power now. I'm going with I don't know. Although I do like this as madness as well. She firmly grabs you by the hand. Focus, Byleth. Only minutes remain. Soon you will be in a wild land. You have so much training, so much potential. Steel yourself. What if someone there just kills me, is the only reply. Our mother is not so careless. You've had powerful protective enchantments placed on you, one after another, starting from birth. You will find you are powerful and very hard to kill. This is a small advantage, but I think you will need it. When can I come home? I don't know. I know that there is a portal in Sacramento. You can use it to speak to us, get information and advice. I believe you will be able to use it to get home eventually. You may need to find help to recharge it. Until then, you will have to deal with Sacramento. I will need your advice. When you find the portal, you can talk to us. All three of us. We want you to succeed. We love you. I promise. With one hand, she wipes her eyes. With the other, she points to the west. Go. Oh man. I feel like they're setting us up. I feel like we're being set up to really have a great family dynamic here and then have to decide whether or not we're going to support them, and that's going to make me really sad because I'm liking these family dynamics. You spent much of your childhood playing in this garden. The stone portal to the north was always closed. You hid behind it 1,000 times. It was to be used for emergency missions of great importance. This is the very first time you've seen it open. For you. Your brother stands by it. Its raw energy makes his hair stand up. A great adventure. Brother also teleports, apparently. Sutter waits by the portal with his stupid grin. You give him a quick look. No, he's not faking it. The Queen's heir is truly enjoying this. Oh, cheer up, Byleth. This is going to be glorious. You'll see. Adventures, exploration, the thrill of command, all with the full power and support of Haven behind you. Who will tend to me while I am there? I can just refuse, you know. Nope, I'll throw you through the portal if I have to. We've kept you a child too long. It's time. Before you go, I have some advice. Fine, go ahead. I don't know exactly where you're going to arrive. Find our remaining fort as soon as you can. Take command. You are the ruler. Always act like it. How can I rebuild a fort? Queen Sharon has already sent ships to Sacramento. There are supplies, soldiers, everything you need. You will, however, have to find those ships and give them a safe place to land. I feel like maybe someone else should have seen to that first. When you have forces, you will find the three nations of Sacramento and remind them of their debt to us. They will trade with us and support us again. They swore to support Haven, and they cheated us. We will take what they promised. I'm going to ask how I deal with them. Force them to talk to you. Find out what they want. If you can buy or win their support, do so. Otherwise, you will have to get them to give us what they owe us with force. It's not hard once you get used to it. I do it every day. First, talk to them. How many forts do we have there? At our peak, we had 7. Now, we have but 1. The portal will take you there. Rebuild our forts and fill them with shops and warriors. Show Sacramento that Haven is fearsome as a foe and valuable as a trade partner. I'm going to ask why I can't just leave them alone. Because the people we rule expect it of us. The people of Haven want wealth and safety. They don't care how we give it to them. They just want it. If our family doesn't give them what they want, it will get very hard for us. Okay, so Sutter actually looks like he is a very pragmatic and very world-wise ruler in that way. Less of the despotic, I'm going to take things for myself, and more of a, yeah, we do really problematic things because that's what we're supposed to do, because that's what royals are for. I could use more training and equipment and time. No, enough talk. You have a sword and a good night's sleep. There is no better way to begin a great adventure. He grabs her shoulder. My sister, I believe in you. When I am king, I look forward to your support, and I will pay you well for it. Off you go. Okay, cool. I'm going to say I'm getting some Exile Avernum flashbacks here as we start up the game by jumping through a portal. Wow, okay, no fanfare or anything, we're just here. No music still, so it seems like the music's probably just for the opening. We got some of the patented Spiderweb marketplace ambience going on here. Fort Haven. You stumble through this dusty room trying to clear your head. Magical teleportation is infamous for causing dizziness and splitting headaches. You regain your senses and look around. You are in a fort. The walls are rough wood. This is a prison. Posts with chains line the walls, waiting for prisoners awaiting judgment. It is late at night and mostly quiet. Okay, so it looks like there's nothing we can pick up around here. G button is always your best friend in Spiderweb games. You emerge and get a look at the rest of the fort. You've landed in the right place. Soldiers of Haven built this place. However, most of the buildings have crumbled or been torn down for firewood. They will have to be rebuilt. There are no people in sight. You hear a shout. Something is happening to the northeast. On screen, north is up. Northeast is up and to the right. Thank you. You need to get permission from the chief of this fort before you can order for buildings to be rebuilt. Okay. So it looks like the three houses analogies might be a little more apt than I expected, because it seems like there's going to be a completely different layer than I was expecting, where we are managing like people and resources and commanding a fort. Chief Miranda. The main hall of this fort remains standing, old and worn down, but intact. The chief of the fort stands out front, her back to the door, sword drawn. She's facing two brigands, shaggy brutes in leather jerkins, stalking her, daggers out. One of them says, "We know you've been giving payments to Brandon. The rusty barb will have its share, Miranda." You've never been too involved in the ways of Haven, but it is hard to see this treatment of your soldier and not be annoyed. I'm loving the narration in this game. I think I'll just watch and listen and see what Miranda does. One of the brigands points his dagger at the chief. "We told you, we need gold and food. Pay now or lose everything." The chief holds her sword steady. "Haven is gone, but they will return. We will not be robbed." I'm just going to clear my throat, be passive-aggressive about it. The brigand doesn't hear you. He says to the chief, "Put that sword away. Even if you kill us, Cloakar will just send 20 more and you know it." You clear your throat again. All three of them turn and look at you. Don't mind me, I'm just looking for a portal. I'm just going to wait, see how it plays out. The brigand takes a step forward. "Well, don't you look clean and fancy. New to these wastes? We'll tell you the rules." I'll just tell them who I am and see if they believe me. The brigands are drunk or dumb. They don't believe you. "Dangerous thing to pretend, kid. You might get us to kill you after we rob you." Chief Miranda does believe you. She is making some very quick mental calculations. I really didn't mean to stumble into this. But no, I'm annoyed that my captain here is being roughed up, so we will just launch into combat. As you lunge forward, Miranda attacks at the same time. She's the chief of the fort. A manager, not a fighter. Happily, she seems competent with a blade. Okay, so it was A for abilities, so let's just start out by weakening this guy. Actually, let's, Ooh, it's a deserter. Interesting. Let's start out with the bigger attack, because I don't want Miranda to... Oh, okay, yeah, she's way better than these guys. I am getting hurt a lot more than she is, so... Ooh, evaded. That's not good. But we are doing bleed damage, so it can probably take him out there. Okay. The brigands are dead. Miranda gives each of them a good kick. And we'll see to Cloakar next. She turns to you, kneels, and bows her head. I don't want to presume, but I think you... Are you... Just trying to go back immediately. Now we're going to go with who I am, and I have been sent to help you. Chief Miranda rises, but her head stays bowed. I am so honored and relieved. The colony here is a disaster, near total loss. Has help come at last? Yes, it is the Queen's order that this colony be reclaimed. Chief Miranda sighs in relief. At last, we always knew that our loyalty would be rewarded. Please come to my office. I will tell you all you need to know for this great work. Gossip of all you do will spread around the colony and find its way back to the Queen. For example, what you just said will make Havenites trust you more. Your word will affect how other characters treat you. Awesome. I love to see that. Spiderweb is so good at doing these things. She rises, turns, and enters the main hall. Select the doors to enter the building. Alright, so I think I had to, like, find a friendly place to... Oops, I can go out of combat. I think I have to find a friendly place to rest. Okay, Fort Haven headquarters. Among all the miseries of being sent to Sacramentum, there is one bright spot. Stonehouse, your butler, since you were a small child, has been sent to look after you. He looks as mournful as always. Hello, young princess. As always, I await your command. Where have you been? My clothes are filthy. Oh man, I don't feel like this is my playthrough, but I love these like sarcastic, spoiled brat remarks. Of course, princess. When your brother flung me through the portal, I thought of nothing but my duty. Oh god, this poor guy. Don't worry, I will get us out of this mess. We need to save this colony. It will be a grand adventure. How lovely. I'm an enormous fan of adventures. Alas, if none of those adventures involve giving your mother what she wants, we may die of old age here. No more than I deserve, I suppose. I'm gonna have a hard time not reading this guy in Eeyore's voice. Any messages for me? Not at the moment. I need some information. You've always used Stonehouse as a conduit to find out what your family in the lower classes are thinking. You can get a variety of information from him. Are we making progress bringing civilization to this backwater? Probably not yet. Not yet. Right now, I am still assembling the basic cleaning supplies. I don't want you to die of cholera before you have the chance to save Haven. What does my mother think of me? I am unable to determine either way. You have not acted decisively for or against the interests of Haven. What do the people of Sacramento think of me? I am unable to determine either way. You have not acted particularly kind or particularly cruel. How am I progressing in reclaiming this colony? Your work has barely begun. You should speak with Chief Miranda and learn how to rebuild the fort. That is all. I don't think I actually have a job for him, but we'll see. Your mother sent me to tend to your needs. There's a certain image Haven's envoys need to project when dealing with our vassals. How may I be of service? Refreshing beverage, polishing my stuff, clothing clean and pressed, my hair is unsightly, I need a trim. That was a tough... I'm hungover and dizzy. I'll get a beverage. Stonehouse uses his utmost supernatural ability to determine the exact beverage and precise alcohol level you require to operate at the required efficiency. You soon have a nice drink in hand. I like to just get blood all over everything, so let's do that too. Yes, butchering rebels and malcontents does tend to scuff the patina. It will be done. Let's not give him too much to do for now. I will keep everything in order. I am so happy to have been of help. Man, I think Zan from Baldur's Gate 1 is actually kind of how, like, the amount of despair is kind of what I'm getting here. Oh, and helpfully we always have these record buttons in the Spiderweb games since, I think, the original Avernum, so we can always just jot that down into our journal. The building is old and worn. It may be the very first structure of Haven's colony in Sacramentum. Interesting trivia for the historians. The portal chamber is to the left. You see Chief Miranda waiting in her office to the right. Best of all, your butler, Stonehouse, is waiting by the stairs. He was sent ahead of you. At least you'll have some comfort while you are here. To leave the building, select the doors behind you to go upstairs. Select the stairway. Okay. Okay, so here's the portal, but we probably can't go back through it yet, although we can talk to our family, I suppose. Miranda is to the right. Okay, it was just supposed to give me that before we got the conversation there. Well, you found the portal home. That's the good news. Bad news is that it is closed. When you get to the ruined stone doors, your hair stands up on end. You can hear whispers, however, it doesn't open. You can use it to speak to people back home if they listen. You won't be able to use it to get home until it is restored. Stonehouse will tell you when you can use the portal to talk to someone. Visit frequently. You can eventually restore it when you learn how to improve the fort. Okay. You're back up to the portal. Nothing happens. Give it a good kick. Nothing happens. Sometimes someone in Sharon's palace will use this portal to communicate with you. Nobody at the other end right now. Come back later. Miranda gestures for you to enter. I'm sorry to be eager, Princess. This is a day of great events. Before we killed them, the deserters told me something. You will need to know about it, I think. Miranda invites you to sit at her least dirty chair. Stonehouse enters and prepares tea as you speak. Ooh, booze and tea. Thank you, Stonehouse. As I said, the brigands told me something before the stabbing. Good news! Glorious news! For someone who just slaughtered 2 thugs, she's in a good mood. The chief here clearly tends to optimism. Are you alone here? Not entirely. There are a few warriors left in Fort Haven. It's just that none of them are in the fort right now. I'm sort of glad you arrived when you did. There are things I need to know. Of course, I will if I can help. Or if I can help, I will. I will help if I can. There we go. 3 times the charm. I don't feel like I need to go home, but we'll get the information. Usually we take boats, but you need the Queen's permission, and it is a long journey. You could also restore the portal home. Sage Harlan upstairs can tell you more. Where is everybody? The fort is in ruin. Gone. Fled. When the land soured and the nations of this land turned against us, many took ships home. Others built their own forts and looked after themselves. Others deserted and became brigands. Now that you are here, this will all be put to right. Yeah, a little optimistic there, Miranda. So the land soured, so that's interesting. That is something that has come up in a number of Spiderweb games, in fact. Describe the resources available to me. Right now, nothing. We don't even have the wood and stone needed to rebuild the fort. I'm hoping the ships that just arrived will provide what we need. That's all I need to know for now, I guess, because I don't have anything else to click on. Okay, so what is the new news? Ships! At last, 3 boats have come from Haven. They wait just offshore at Greatport to the north. They can't land, alas. The brigands have taken the port, and they have siege weaponry pointing out to the sea. Wait, arrived today? How long does it take for a boat to get here from Haven? Good question. About 3 months, with good weather. 3 months? Is that how long your mother has been planning to send you here? What is on the ships? I don't know, but I dream. Warriors, wood and stone, alchemists and artisans, everything we need to make this a proper colony again. Again, tends towards optimism. Why don't they land at the port? At another port? There is no other friendly port. The Yucatish, the Vol, and the Ariel are pushing us out. We need some of the force of Haven to get them to obey the treaties again. Okay, Ukatish, Vol, and Ariel. That's my pronunciation, and I'm sticking to it until I don't. I sense you want something from me. Byleth has a keen sense of intuition, apparently. Before our ships can land, Greatport must be retaken. Difficult by sea, easy from land. Do that, and we can begin restoring the colony and reclaiming Sacramentum. And then we can escape, Stonehouse mutters quietly. I'm loving Stonehouse, man. If I'm to retake Greatport, I will need warriors. Of course, I have only 3 left, but they are all at your disposal. Your taking them will leave us undefended for a time. Marvelous, says Stonehouse. It is a necessary risk. Only 3 warriors? Oh, Princess, we have had a very hard time of it here in the last few years. Now that you have returned, though, we might be able to recruit more. End this conversation to learn how to recruit warriors and form your party. Sounds good. Okay, so to edit your party, press this button, which is down here. Press to add, remove party characters. Press to make new characters. Oh, so we can actually make our own characters. So usually in these party-based Spiderweb games, you're making your entire party, unless it's like Jenniforge, where you're just making one character and then building an army of cool munchkins to help you fight. But this one, it seems like we're partially doing the standard Spiderweb, build all your characters, and partially doing you can add characters like in a Baldur's Gate sense. So you'll want to recruit 3 other characters to go with you on your adventure. Press the Edit Party button. Press the check mark to the right of the character to add it to your group. You can make new characters for your roster. If you build a fort in another nation, you will be able to recruit characters from there. They will have new special abilities. Oh, cool. Okay, so we can build our own, but we will get special abilities from the canonical characters we can recruit. And it looks like there's going to be a big element of who you make friends with. They will join your party and give you new abilities and stuff like that. Okay, so what do we have here? Elspeth, Terrence, and Patricia. Alright, so we click this to add a party, or we can create characters. Alright, so we can only make Haven soldiers right now. Okay, so as we make allies, we'll be able to create different types of characters. So I'm going to take these 3, but I do want to take a look at... let's just, randomly click around a bunch. Okay, that guy. Sarkon. Okay, so... Okay, edit character. Oh, no, okay. So it looks like we don't really have a character editor here. I guess we haven't even seen how we customize our own character. Generally, these Spiderweb games will have not class-based but stat-based characters. So rather than make a mage who has abilities XYZ, you'll make a character who specializes in XYZ and they will play like a mage. Although that's not true in games like Avernum or in games like Jenniforge and some of the later ones. But traditionally, that's kind of their style. So let's just delete Sarkon here because I don't see... I just wanted to check out the character editor, and it's basically just the same thing as our protag creator. And I wonder if creating these... Okay, so loyal and skilled with no extra special abilities. Okay, so higher skills, no abilities, probably. Special abilities that you inflict bleeding on your enemies. Special abilities that protect your group from enemy attacks. Special abilities that charm your enemies and liberate you from the mental control of enemies. That's really cool. That is very nifty. Okay, but I don't actually want to do this, so we'll just make Sarkon again, I guess, and then re-delete Sarkon. Yep, bye Sarkon. Okay, cool. So they are not filing out behind me, as they do in a lot of these games, but I assume that they'll be here if I hit F and go into combat. Or maybe they won't. I'm going to take a break again for a second here and say that this is one of the things that I really, really like about Spiderweb games, is that the combat in them is free-flowing between, like, at any point you can go into combat, or you can even... in a lot of them, like, fight while out of combat just by, like, bumping into people with the keypad. And I really like it when, in role-playing games, might be hearing those kitty meows behind me at the moment. I really like when they do things like that, where it's like anything can basically be a combat encounter, as opposed to in games like that's one of the things that I disliked largely about Mass Effect 2, is that there was hubs where there's no combat, and then bad guy zones where there is combat, except for in one of the DLCs. And anything can just burst out into combat at any moment. I find really tense and really cool. Like a lot of them, you'll just be walking around town, and then suddenly there's like a major plot event happens where all of a sudden all the like shopkeepers are embroiled in a massive conflict because like the ground erupted and monsters are spilling out or something like that. No spoilers or anything, but Exile 2 / Avernum 2 is an awesome game. That might be my favorite Spiderweb game to date. Stonehouse has set up this bedroom for you. It's crude, but it's clean. You can make a noble effort to look for good qualities. You fail. It's terrible here. If you want to make time go forward quickly, use your bed. Okay. Ooh. Chest. Ooh, lots of stuff in my chest. Cool, okay, so these guys come with anything. Okay, so you've got a spear. Yep, bronze spear. And leather vest. Bronze dagger and crude bow. We have a bronze short sword. Iron short blade, so wrong on both counts, and an oak wand. Okay, so weakness for 2 turns, 30%, 68 magic damage, arcane gear, value 20. Okay, so I wonder what kind of character we want to build here. That is a really loud sound effect. I'm sorry if that's way too loud. Okay, well, we got some money, so obviously take that. So this says 7 down here. Does that mean 7 damage? The damage says 9 to 13 physical damage. I'm not sure what this means. This says 6 to 14. So it's about the same. This one says 7, this one says 4. So I don't know if that's like... Yeah, I have no idea what these mean. Although... Yeah. Maybe that's how much skill I have in this one. But note that it would be changing as I switch between people. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll figure out at some point, hopefully. Well, I don't see much reason not to throw on a bow. So let's do that. Leather armor, so absorbs 3 physical, 2 damage. This absorbs 4 physical, 2 damage, and has an empty augmentation slot. Okay. Well, I like me, so I'm going to put on the better armor. And put on the hat. Ooh, Amethyst Orb, what's this? Tier 1 Arcane Gear, not enough magic skill to use. Absorbs 50% up to 2 physical, 4 magic damage, plus 5 mental resistance and augmentation slot. So this seems to be a shield slot? Yep, okay. Oh yeah, offhand item. There we go. Main hand, 2 hand. I wonder if this is higher because this is this number here. Oh, this might be like the quality of the item, because Iron Sharpless, like this is a quality 7 item, quality 4 item. Their damage is similar, but this one's 2-handed and this one's 1-handed. Although, I mean, people often use spears and shields at the same time, so it's not impossible. Okay, so I'll throw on this shield as well. And I don't know, maybe I want to use a spear at some point, so we'll throw that there. Looks like you're using daggers. Let's put the short blade here in case we decide we want you to use that. And yeah, it doesn't look like... I think we'll just leave this leather vest back in there. Okay, so things that we can use, they always light up like that. Oh, wait, I didn't actually want to skip time, I just wanted to see what happened when I did that. Okay, but you awake from a long, restful sleep in the closest thing you have to a home. Stonehouse soon enters with breakfast for you, toast, boiled eggs, and bacon. You manage to find berries suitable for jam, which is pleasing to you. Aw, thanks, Stonehouse, you're the best. Yeah, so I definitely didn't mean to do that, because I literally just woke up like 30 minutes ago, came through a portal, and then slept through the night, apparently, so even lazier than I meant to be. Oh, what's going on over here? This is a workshop where the fort does business and keeps records. There are a few books on pedestals. At least there is some civilization in this ruin. A sage, dressed in tattered and unfashionable robes, goes about his business. He hasn't noticed you yet. You might be helpful, if for nothing else, than activating the portal to get home. Oh yeah, right, this is the guy that the captain told us about, or the chief told us about. Sage Harlan. You meet one of the many sages of Haven, who gather knowledge about all your lands and vassal states. Usually they reside in colleges or cities, not in dirty, besieged forts like this one. He recognizes you the moment he sees you. He gives a grand, deep kneel. Welcome to this unhappy fort, Princess. I am Sage Harlan. All of my knowledge is at your disposal. Well, I just got rest and equipment, but let's see what he says. As soon as your butler arrived, we arranged the best possible quarters for you. They are across the hall. You can rest in your bed. Some weaponry and other equipment was left in your chest. I need to use the portal home immediately. I see. I hope that you can make it home. Our humble problems and impending disaster should not concern royalty such as yourself. I can't tell if he's being serious or not. However, we lack the resources to activate the portal. To rebuild our ability to gather them, you should talk to Chief Miranda downstairs. I don't quite understand the grammar there. Maybe I'm missing something and just reading too fast. I want to know about the three nations of Sacramento. Ah, that seems great. I know much and can guide you well. However, we lack the strength to help you deal with those powers. To regain what we have lost, you may need to talk to Chief Miranda downstairs. I'd rather you just tell me things right now, personally. The Queen demands that this colony be restored. I am relieved to hear it. We have been balanced for some time on the edge of total destruction. If you would help us, I suggest talking to Chief Miranda downstairs. There's an urgent situation to attend to. The conversation ends. Ooh, a book. The Empire of Haven. Haven is one of the greatest powers in the known lands. It is an empire and not shy about admitting it. Its conquests are not gained by war, usually, but by diplomacy, cunning, and clever use of its small but highly disciplined military and powerful wizards. So this actually sounds a lot like the Empire from the Exile and Avernum games, except much smaller, because the Empire controls everything. In its earliest days, Haven was one of many small, wild, violent city-states, more disciplined, more cautious, but still one of many. Haven has its own warriors and wizards. They fight, and very well. However, there is not enough of them to conquer the world by force of arms. Thus, it is by alliances that Haven grows. That is why Haven's symbol is the scroll. Haven makes deals and lives by them. Haven buys the independence of smaller powers, and it is brutal when they try to regain it. So, and also, very interesting. I'm going to record this one. That's the same sound effect we've had for like a decade and a half now, and I love it. It's just... so that's really cool. That's great backstory here, that it's, you know, sort of Rome conquering everyone, crush you when you resist type thing, but usually doing it by brokering deals with people instead of necessarily by conquering them outright. Sacramentum. It is the year 530 of the Empire. 100 years earlier, the ships of Haven discovered the continent Sacramentum. It was a small land occupied by 3 squabbling nations. It was simple for Haven to play them against each other, drawing tribute from each of its 3 new vassal states in return for protection against the others. Ooh, that is dirty. Sacramentum was one of Haven's smallest possessions, but valued nevertheless for its unique crafts. Queen Sharon even visited in her youth, the year 491, almost 40 years earlier. Then, 20 years ago, early in Sharon's reign, Haven's colony in Sacramentum failed. Haven's crops died, its livestock sickened. As one, the three nations of Sacramentum closed their gates to Haven's soldiers and refused to provide trade and tribute. The walls of Haven's forts began to crumble. It was as if the soil itself turned against our empire. Such an insult must never be borne by Haven, but other matters forced Sharon to delay her response. Many have quietly waited for her to reclaim her fallen colony. This loss happened under her watch, and she has seemed eager to reverse it. Also very cool backstory. Let's jot that one down too. Haven's Secrets of Power. The true foundations of Haven created the pattern of their domination. The true founders of Haven created the pattern of their domination. Look for lands full of small warring powers. Ally with the most powerful one and give it the magic and weaponry needed to defeat its enemies. In return, once this chosen faction takes power, demand trade and partial control of that nation, making it a vassal state. If the nation ever tries to back out of the deal, ally with one of its rivals to help Haven's new friend destroy the disobedient former vassal state, then demand loyalty from the shattered nation that remains. Sacramentum once consisted of 3 vassal states, Ukat, Ariel, and the Vol. The Vol, capital T, interesting. When the calamity happened, these people violated their treaties and expelled Haven. Isn't Vol one of the armories in Tome? Or is that, I think that's Vor, not Vol. Okay. Is there a way that I can, like, hit tab to... yes, but only for people, not for interactable items. I really wish that... I love it when games, like in Baldur's Gate 2, when they would let you hit a button and it would illuminate everything that you could pick up, and then, you know, many games after that. And, you know, Diablo 2 and lots of games, but, you know, I'm on a BioWare... My brain's on BioWare right now because this is giving me some kind of BioWare feels. Okay. Miranda leans forward, shaking with excitement. It's fair. Your rival is the first bit of hope she's had in years. Alright, I've enlisted help. Now what? So I see. The time to strike is now, while Cloakar and his thugs are unready. Are there things I need to know? Okay, this is all the same stuff as before. I said this one. Yeah, okay. Okay, how do I find this Cloakar? Leave this fort and go north to Greatport. Destroy Cloakar and his brigands. Then our ships can land safely. We need to make the way safe for them. We can't afford to lose a single ship. Why is it called Greatport? Don't know. Haven always names stuff grandly. Makes us seem more impressive. Okay, so she is... Seems like she is a native. I wasn't sure if she was a native of Haven, or if she was a native here that was just enlisted, which is often a thing, you know. Enlisting people within the local, you know, the local power structures into your power structure to give you more legitimacy and things like that. How should I deal with the brigands? They have been tormenting me for years. I hate them. I recommend stabbing. Why aren't you coming? Good question. I'm a chief. I'm trained more for planning and engineering than fighting. When we set stone, I can help turn it into stronger walls. I promise I can be more useful to you here. You note that while the conversation turns to heroism, Stonehouse always finds some reason to be out of the room. I can use better equipment, but we already got that. That's all for now, thanks. Okay, cool. So, and then, okay, so the portal, Chief Miranda, stuff we already knew about. Oh, this is going to be more, yeah, more rebuilding stuff. So it looks like there's not even like a designated use for this necessarily. Like this building is set aside to be this in the future. Yeah, so I'm just gonna walk around here, see if there's any, you know, people wandering around, which seems like there shouldn't be any other points of interest here because this is a completely rundown fort that's mostly turned into firewood at this point. Oh, it's really, really hitting that autosave. Okay. Looks like that is all. Oh, there's a... Oh, no, that's not on the ground. That's on my inventory. Alright, gotta get used to the new interface. Where am I? Oh, if I click somewhere. Oh, okay. That's my party. Oh, okay, that's me up there. You emerge from Fort Haven and survey the countryside. You see Havenish farmhouses and fields of crop. It seems alright at first, but the crops are patchy and sickly. The farmers move around nervously, ready to be attacked by bandits at any moment. You know that feeling when you're ready to be attacked by bandits at any moment and you're just thinking, man, bandits, just bring it on. The people of Haven always put up a brave front, but the subtle details tell you that the colony is in great peril. To the north, you see a great bay. The docks are barely visible. That is the colony's gateway to the rest of the world. You need to control it. Okay, let's see if I can take a look at this sign. Great Port North. See if I can check out this farmhouse. Okay, there's some people. I assume they're farmers. You meet someone. These Havenites are terrified when you approach. Then they see your fine clothes. They recognize the insignia on your breast. They kneel. Oh, Princess, you have returned to us at last. This colony has suffered much. Will you save us? Tell me more about what's been happening. You question the farmers. You don't learn much. The ground is sickly and produces few crops. The port to the north was lost. Bandits are everywhere. They are afraid of losing everything. They are very happy you are here. I'm only visiting. I will be gone soon. I will do all I can for Haven's people. The farmers are painfully grateful. They bask in your radiance. They bask in your radiance. Then you move on and they return eagerly to work. Okay, so it's the sort of like simulated... Okay, Ariel's to the east. Probably don't want to go there yet because I assume we'll just get killed. Sequence breaking tends to do really bad things to you in Spiderweb games. Some games they put up a door or something that you can't go through, and in Spiderweb games you usually just die. A new day dawns. Kaelmon 35, year 530, day 2. There's one thing that I have not... Ooh, okay. Hold that thought. An old lumberjack is sitting by the fire outside his home. When you approach, he is thrilled. An official of Haven, at last! I have a shipment of lumber for you, waiting for delivery. I only need a place to send it. Oh, nice. I'm here to collect it. He kneels, slowly. He's old. I'm sorry, Princess. I can't carry it while the bandits hold the port to the north. That's where the wagons I'll need to transport it are. Oh, okay. Cool. So, not really a side quest, but another thing that we will get from doing our main quest. So, that is one thing that I loved about the original Exile games, is that the day of the year and day of the month were really important, because there were some things that would only happen during certain times of year, and in certain... I don't even remember how this worked, because it's been so long, but during certain phases of the moon, there were moon portals that would open up when things aligned correctly, and you would have these short windows where something unusual would happen. I do wish that we'd see more stuff like that, but that's alright. You find a merchant camp. There are signs of battle. Brigands attacked the traders here, drove them off, and stole everything of value. All that was left were a few piles of wood. You make a note to send workers back to reclaim them. Could be useful. Oh, okay. So we got a resource. Nice. Byleth is very plucky and resourceful, it seems. You don't be a royal scion for nothing. The farmers near Greatport are a pathetic lot, all but enslaved by the brigand gangs. Man. Judgy much narration. When you get close, they run away. They don't want the robbers to think that they are helping you. Ooh, man. God, this place is really sad. Okay, these look like traders, maybe? Come back, come back. I wanna talk to you. Okay. You meet someone. Several shabby armed warriors are stalking this road looking for... Oh, not merchants. You can tell they aren't Haven soldiers from a long way away. They approach. Their arrogance fades the moment they see the insignia on your chest. Oh, we're just travelers. We'll be letting you by now. What are you doing here? We're watching for brigands. Terrible scum, the brigands. Robbing people on the roads. Just terrible. We're keeping all them away until Haven comes back. And, here you are. So we'll be going now. I think I'm actually going to let these guys go, because it does seem unlikely that they're going to... the fact that they see me and they immediately become passive is making me think that maybe I can even, recruit them and set them on the straight and narrow in the future. Since, yeah, they clearly don't want to fight, and it's going to be really hard to prey on these people when there's, Haven stuff going on here and new shipments coming in. We'll go. We don't know anything about Cloakar either. He's in there. He points to the port to the north. He's the real scum. We're we'll be going now. They run away terrified. Also, that was a really endearing conversation, so also not killing them for that reason. Alright, got some more houses here. Near Greatport. To the north you see Greatport on the Bemerev Sea. I like the names in this so far. Bemerev Sea. This is Haven's main port, the only one on Sacramentum it fully controls. It is the choke point for all trade with the rest of Haven. It is the lifeline of your people here. It has fallen. It is a sad testimony to how far your colonies have fallen here that it has been taken over by brigands. If you can't reclaim it, you will have no chance of success in these lands. Okay. I'm going to put in a quick save here. Make sure that I hit the save button, not the load button that is right next to it. You approach Greatport, the main docks controlled by Haven. This is where supplies and goods can be shipped in and out of Sacramentum without interference from the vassal states. There are no Haven soldiers in sight, except for the 3 that are with you. A tall stone customs hall is next to the docks. Most of the brigands are probably hiding there. So they get stone here, and we get wood in our fort. Okay, to retake Greatport, your characters will need to use their abilities. All of your characters have abilities. To use an ability, press the Use Ability button and choose. When using an ability costs energy, every few foes you kill restores 1 energy. To get back all of your energy, return to a Haven fort. Okay. Sign says, this port is held by Cloakar. Haven, stay out. The port is ours now. Okay, so now we have the usual party trailing behind you thing going on. Oh, there are spiders there. Alright. I did not notice those. Okay, so I'm going to... I think usually in these games you just go through in like party order. There's not like an initiative system or anything. It says all enemies within 2 spaces, although on Veteran you can do friendly fire, so I'm going to do this and see what happens. Okay, good. It did not also hurt our friend here, Elspeth. Getting very Theros vibes there, given that we're coming back to Theros in the near future. Okay, so abilities. So Brutal Blow and Blinding Blow, but then also Stunning Shot. Your next attack with your weapon, melee, or missile will stun your foe. Ooh, nice. Okay. So maybe you have a bow equipped. So maybe we'll try doing a bow. Oh, no, you don't. We don't have a bow equipped. That's just the symbol for empty slot there. Okay, we cleaved there. I didn't know that we could cleave. That's nice. What do we have? Ooh, healing. Heals for 7 to 11. Curing. Cures a single poison, bleed. Oh, a single ally of poison, bleed, and curses. Inspiring Cry blesses all allies within 6 spaces for 4 turns, increasing their damage. I don't know that we're going to need that because it seems like we're dealing a lot of damage to these people. So let's just do a normal attack. Let's see if they can attack us when we move away. They cannot. Oh, enemy slows me, so you can't move as far. Oh, okay, so we had to spend our turn to switch weapons there. Okay, so let's see. Like, move back here. Oh, that was... I guess that was all we could do. Let's move up there. Okay, so let's... This guy's mostly down, so let's attack there. Alright, good. Cleave it into little spidery bits. And then just try to hit this guy, and then you can... Oh, that sound effect. Ooh, yes. Yes, I love it. I'm not exactly sure how the initiative system is working here, because they're definitely getting to move in between our party members. Alright, so abilities. Shock, 11 through 19 magical damage. Icy Wave. So this is 1 foe. This is cone-shaped area. 11 through 15 costs 2 energy. And then Terror. Energy cost 1, fear for 2 turns on 1 foe. So let's not be too conservative here with our mana because health is also a resource. And let's just try... Alright, nice. 15 damage. Yep, so there's definitely a initiative system going on here that I'm just not aware of. And we should probably... Oops. Okay, so can we, like, swap spots? Yes, we can. That's nice. I wish that I had a slightly better idea of how the initiative and, like, action point stuff worked here, because I don't think any of these things had action point costs associated with them. So I'm going to go ahead and put a heal here on this Elspeth, I think. Whichever one you are. I wish that it would say what your name was when I moused over you. Oh, here we go. Skills. Okay, cool. Okay, so combat, magic, support, and cultural. Oh, that must be the things that you get from your, like, your nationality or whatever that we saw before in the character creation. Okay, so we've got like little skill trees here. Actually, that's interesting. This is pretty nifty. I assume these are going to be the same for everyone, and then just what they've invested in will be different. Okay, so I'm not going to go through all these right now. Let's see, we've got like a bull rush, bludgeon, senseless, probably a fear thing, knockback. Oh, and there's multiple points for each one of these, so that's nice. It seems like a... We'll see how this pans out. Well, this seems like a cooler way to me of doing the Spiderweb, like, you know, the Avernum style thing, where instead of, you know, pumping up stats, which is kind of dry and mechanical, it's a little more, you know, you're getting to put points into abilities to directly translate into new things that you can do with some passive benefits on them, it looks like. I spend at least one skill point in this tier to get this bonus. So I wonder why this one lets you use better stuff. Do you have to like build from bottom to top? I don't think you do. It doesn't look like you do, because, yeah, like here we have one here. Oh, maybe you do actually have to build from bottom to top. That would make sense. Let's see, we got Fireball, Shockwave, Build Construct, Poison Rain, Time Warp, Raw... Okay, those sound really cool. I guess we should start here, because these are probably the lowest level ones. Just 20% bonus to everything. Icy Wave, Weakness, Call Bone, summon a skeleton to fight for you. Poison Rain, Time Warp, and Raw Power. Those sound cool. And then, yeah, Fireball, Shockwave. So you just go into really big nuke stuff up here, it looks like, and then make a huge guy to fight for you. Healing, Inspiring, Hide, because nearby is less likely to be angry at or target you. Curing Speed. Ooh. 12 turns of haste. You will get turns in combat more often. That's a really long buff. Just costs 1 energy too. More healing. Removes. So like this removes buffs from enemies. Haste. Ooh, always active. Go 10% faster. That's nice. Big AoE heal. Big AoE buff. And ooh, a silence. So that turns off all abilities, not just all... Oh. Actually, we get some stuff because we're a Royal Scion. A Princessling. So, okay, so what do we get here? So we get 3 energy, gain new ability, hastes and blesses all allies within 6 spaces for 5 turns. Well, that's really powerful, but it's all your energy. Haven's Mercy, powerfully heals and cures all allies within 6 spaces, and Haven's Command, so Might, Mercy, and Command, provide a damage bonus to all allies within 4 spaces. The higher your level, the higher the bonus, and that is always on. Very cool. And it looks like you don't have to build horizontally. You can start out wherever you want in these based on this. Okay, cool. I dig it. Seems like cool customization. Ooh, silver bar. So we can take that for some money. You are wearing a one-handed item, so maybe give you a buckler. And maybe also a hat. Sure. Can't be an archer without a hood on, obviously. Okay, so now we have... Oh, interesting. This weapon will deal half damage because we haven't built enough smithies to maintain it. Seems like our other stuff is working all right. Okay, so we cleared some spiders out of there. We're down to energy now, so hopefully we can balance our energy and health. Because one of the things that I did look up ahead of this was Jeff Vogel, the creator, put out a blog about just things that have kind of changed in this game. And let's see, can't get in. We knock, but nobody answers. Odd. Special encounter, it says. I'm gonna mark that actually. And so one of the things is if you don't get experience from beating monsters, you get experience from like completing objectives and quests and things. And another change along those lines is that if you just go into a place and then leave and rest up, enemies will come back. You can't just go in, kill a couple guys, leave, kill a couple more guys. Okay, so this looks like the place that all the bad guys are probably in. So I'm going to fight these guys first. I wonder what this means. Is that their threatened area? Probably. So it looks like we can walk up there and attack. What abilities do we have on this character? Maybe, like, stun this person? Oh, no, we can't get far enough. Shoot. Okay. I think I'm just gonna shoot this person. Evaded. Blast. Ooh, take 7. Not the best. Well, I just got a ding here, but I don't have my Echo Mom Sim. Thank you for following, Echo Mom Sim. We appreciate that. Let us know if you want us to check anything out in here, like go over any functionalities or anything like that. And I think I've got unified chat working here, so I should see it if you type in. I'm just gonna. Oh yeah, it's coming up. Okay. So anyway, I will see. I'm just gonna find out if I like. Oh, I wonder why there's a green here. So can I walk and then do the thing afterwards? No, I cannot. Not finding it terribly, even as someone who's played a lot of these games before, not finding it terribly intuitive. Like what is, like how I make things happen, basically. I think we need to throw a heal onto you because you just took a bunch of damage. Heal for 8. Awesome. Okay, and now we can attack that person. Oh, and we cleaved onto this one, so that's nice. And then you just probably, we'll see how your basic attack goes. Evaded. Take 3. Oh, another person up there. But we can probably just spend our time finishing off this one. And then, let's see, we have a use item. But we don't have any items to use. Okay, then. So is it like every space... Yeah, every space is 1 AP. From the looks of it. So we can like walk a couple spaces and then do... Oh, I see we have just out of range. Shoot. How do I cancel that? Escape. Okay. So this costs 2, so I'm actually gonna... How much energy do you have total? Can I mouse over for it? She has 4 of 5, then we've got 1 of 3, 2 of 3, 1 of 3 probably. Okay, so this turn we're just gonna... Plink that person for 6. Ooh, ouch. That... Did not want that to happen. And we'll... I don't know if distance makes you less likely to hit with range attacks in this game, but we can scoot up a little bit. I imagine that there's no like wait, like hold your action for later in this game. Otherwise, I would probably try to get an AoE off. Like, well, I can move up a little bit and still try to, or maybe if I like go here, they can't actually hit me. And then I can do this to end my turn. Yeah, okay. So I'll try to position to where they hopefully run in. Oh, stop hitting my person. And then, like, go here and do this. Alright, I can get all of them. Oh, nice. Well, that felt good. We can probably finish you off and then heal after combat. Alright, cool. Okay, so let's use your last bit of energy. Boy, yeah. Maybe I'll just try to keep whatever your name is out of combat. What's your name? Patricia. Right. Patricia, that's Elspeth and Terrence. Okay. Okay, well we can kind of, if we stagger our order like this. Oh, nice, we all got energy back. Sweet. Okay, so now I can probably throw that heal out. If we stagger our party like this, we can see what our names are if we hold down tab. But if we are all standing in a row, it is very, very hard to tell what anyone's name is. Okay, I'm just gonna go around the perimeter here, see if anyone's out here. 4 large ballistas point out to the sea, a modest but effective defense for the port. No ship will be able to safely land here as long as the port remains under control of the brigands. I used to pronounce that word brigand, and then I played the Quest for Glory series, and they pronounced it brigand, and I think that sounds better. I don't know if it's right, but speaking of old school adventure games, Quest for Glory, quality games. I only got to play the 5th one, unfortunately, because that was the only one after one that came up for Mac. Okay, this looks like an enemy. But thoroughly enjoyed it and watched some Let's Plays and things like that in college. Ooh, could not actually get in range there to attack. Can probably do it here, though. And so it does look like it's every... I was expecting at first it was going to be like every 3 enemies a character kills. Oops. You will get energy back, but it looks like it's every 3 or 4 characters that the party kills, you'll all get a couple back. So for big battles, I would really like to use Inspiring Cry, but while we're just doing these small little skirmishes, it probably makes more sense to... Well, it makes more sense to patch people up afterwards. Alright, let's go into the smaller part of the building. Okay. Try to open the door... You try to open the door to the dock barracks, but it's barred from the inside. Perhaps you'll have better luck with one of the other doors. Well, okay, never mind that. There we go. A book. How not to get hit, a tactical guide. The military of Haven is rich in healers of both the magical and non-magical variety. However, the power of even the most skilled healer cannot keep up with the damage a skilled opponent can dish out. That is why Haven's warriors should focus on ways to prevent their opponents from attacking at all. For physical warriors, attacks with stunning and knockback can prevent foes from striking you. For magicians, terror and slowing effects can save you from much suffering. Summon allies can keep your foes at a distance. The infamous Shockwave spell can prevent entire groups from attacking. Finally, if you are lucky enough to recruit an Ariel mage, you can gain the ability to charm your foes. This can be devastating. So it seems like Ariel is about mental, like all about mental magic and using and fighting back against mental magic. This office was where merchants came to register shipments and pay tariffs. The brigands tore through here looking for wealth, found nothing, and left the room behind. This hall also quartered travelers and guards. There are sure to be quarters and kitchens here. The rest of the raiders must be hiding somewhere within. These buttons swap between using melee and missile weapons. We knew that. Warriors can equip bows as well as blades. To make your bow your main attack, select it. Okay. If you are too beaten down or one of your characters falls unconscious, you can return to Fort Haven to heal up, then come back. Entering Fort Haven will restore the party, but as you mentioned before, will also restore many or all of our enemies. Or, like, they will respawn, basically. Which I can appreciate. That feels more interesting to me than go through, kill a couple guys, go back, heal ad nauseum. So that's a wolf. Maybe we'll save before we get into this combat. Let's see how close we can get before we walk. So why is it saying walk 3 here and walk 7 here? Oh, it's Patricia going first. Alright, so let's see if we can get this wolf to run away. Fear resisted. Well, shoot. Although she's out of line of sight for all their guys now, so that's nice. Ooh, and we have a really nice whirlwind attack set up here. Got 2 of them. Oh, that wolf sound effect too. That's just bringing back so many memories. Let's do an Inspiring Cry here. Buff everyone up. I wonder if it tells us exactly what we get. It was 2 plus 1/3 of your level, so 2. Oh, and you can cast it multiple times for stacking effect. That's interesting. It feels like usually you cannot do that with this sort of thing. Okay, so you have not taken any damage, so let's Stunning Shot you. Oh, wow, just 1 shot. Oh, it was a critical hit. Okay. I'll take it. And then let's stay down here where we're out of line of sight and try to finish that guy off. Nice. And then we can chop this guy. And hopefully kill this guy before he can shoot again. Not quite. Not quite. There we go. Nothing on the ground here to pick up. Can we go up these stairs? Doesn't look like it. Oh, we can. Oh, okay. So this looks like some stuff. Oh, or not. Okay, so we got more thugs here. They haven't seen this yet. I think I kind of want to go back down. Put another quick save. Oh, hi. Hello, lots of people. Alright, so we've got our mage up again first. I think we're going to try to fear this guy. Ah, oh, shoot. I wonder what our actual chance to get this fear off is. Because it feels like fearing a wolf should be pretty easy compared to most things. Just going to move up a spot. Oh, moving through enemy space, yeah, it takes, it looks like it takes 3 or 4 energy there. I think we're probably just going to brutal blow this guy. Try to kill him ASAP. Yeah, I do not like the way this is set up right now. Oh, yeah, so we walked through an occupied or a threatened space there, I think is what happened, and then we're unable to keep going. Okay, so the little... But in us over here, the little lightning bolt here, I assume means that they will walk to that spot and then do the thing. Okay, that's really nice. I really like that. Yeah, I can't really do a cone of cold thing here. Maybe we can just shock this guy in the back down, stop trying to fear them. Yeah, not quite, but I think I will do an AoE here since we're probably about to get some energy back. So might as well save health by spending energy. Then we'll actually run down to that guy because we can get there. At least they're not hitting us very hard. Alright, so I think we're going to... Can I spacebar to skip you guys' turns? Yes. I think we're going to, before the combat ends, spend our last energy on Byleth, healing her up, so that if we get energy back post-combat, we will not have wasted any there. Stone blocks, cool. You can use this to build stuff, so that's nice. And pile of wood, same thing. Oh, that's nice. These, when they're empty, they are not highlighted, and when they have stuff in them, they are highlighted. I think these are just doodads down here that I can't actually pick this up. It looks like you may not even be able to pick things up off the floor in this game, which, that's a shame. That feels like a Spiderweb staple to me. Oh, okay, so now we got out this way, we can go in and out from there. That's cool. Alright, so I was kind of hoping to start with Byleth so we could AoE these guys. But oh shoot. That's not what we wanted. And these guys are dealing a lot more damage than the last ones. Let's debuff this guy here. Resisted the weakness. I don't know if the extra 2 damage on this is really going to be super relevant compared to just trying to finish someone off right now. Ow. Yeah, let's just try to kill that guy. Wow, only 4 damage. Jeez. Please die. There we go. Here we got 8 coins. Okay, so when enemies drop loot, we just pick it up automatically, it looks like. Or at least when they drop money. I'm going to end combat there so that we can get up here. Oh, that's Cloakar. Okay. Quick save, boss time. Let's do it. There is a box by the north wall bulging with goods. The brigands stored some of their stolen goods here. When you take gold or building material from a box, you immediately add them to your supplies. Other items need to be kept in your backpack. Okay. We can probably talk here. Yeah. The brigands you've met before have been exactly what you'd expect. Drunken, violent louts, deserters and cretins. The sort of fool who would stand against Haven. You have cornered their leader in this back hall, and he looks exactly like the others, just bigger and drunker. He lurches down the hall towards you, roaring, "I am Cloakar! This is my port! Soon, this will be my colony! Who are you?" I am Princess Byleth of Haven. We have returned. The words don't quite sink in. You are... A bottle of grog slips from his fingers to the floor. He looks at the insignia on your chest. That is... He's concentrating. He finally recognizes it. He looks up at you, the expected fear finally showing in his eyes. Princess, you are the princess, but you should not be here. This is just a poor place. So, tell me about yourself. Let's ask him this first. Did I not say this colony is mine now? You abandoned it, left us for years. You lost your claim. Now it is mine. When I get new warriors, I guess. Just tell me about yourself. I was a guard. Came from another vassal state. Got rich in Sacramentum. They said, I got rich in Sacramentum, they said. I found a waste. Now this waste will be mine. You have no claim to it. I am the princess, and it is time for you to go. No! Years. Spent years getting the warriors, getting weapons, making them brave. This will be my new nation. Nation of Cloakar. You can't take it from me now. I will be king. Give the port back, and you will live. Let's give him the option. No! I am the king now! Years trapped on this continent have left Cloakar entirely deranged. We will unseat your queen starting now! Hurrah! That is not unexpected for how that was going to resolve. Okay, so can we get up there and then have enough to blinding blow him? Yes, we can. Good, we got the weak... Whoa, 1 damage? Maybe we do want to... Oh, we don't have any energy left. Shoot. Alright, well, 4 damage, go. And then... this guy's really drunk, so maybe we can use that he won't be... Oh, thinking maybe if he was drunk enough, he'll be able to resist. Oh, another person. Okay, well, let's get down there. We have full energy still. Brutal blow. Stunning shot. Let's do that. Punk. Oh, and we got the cleave onto you. That's great. Only 5 damage. He's drunk, so maybe not quite 100% efficiency at the moment. Okay, good. So now we've got the hallway gummed up there, so hopefully he cannot get to put damage on our other guys. Let's let's use this now and just try to... Yep, there we go. Get the weakness onto him. 3 damage. Not bad at all. Evaded. Bonk on the head. Alright, still weakened, so now let's do a brutal blow for our last one and try to get the extra... There we go. Get bleeding damage on there, because he's taking so much damage and just powering through it, so... Yeah, there we go, but now 3 extra damage. Evaded. I don't know how dying works in this game, actually. Ooh, block damage. I guess that's a shield thing. There we go. Cloakar directly assaulted a colony of Haven and attacked its warriors, not to mention its princess. Haven has always given such outrages one punishment. You'd have just delivered it. Your mother put you in a situation where you had to defend this colony to survive. Now you have done the Empire's work. Oh, hi Thug. We didn't want that at all. Go over there and shoot this guy, I guess. Ooh, nice shot. See if we can finish them off before they can do anything. Nope. Hopefully we don't all die and then lose our successful boss fight. Really expecting everyone that was around to join that fight. Is it weirding anyone else out that it looks like there's just like a big slab of meat that spills out from these people when you kill them? Because it's really weirding me out. Okay, so now we got our energy back because we ended combat. Quicksilver. This is another building resource. Healing amulet. Give to one of your smithies and you can attach those to a piece of armor to improve it. Okay, so that's the augment slot. So it's like, you know, adding rune stuff to things. And silver bar, which gives us money. We don't even have to... That's nice that we don't have to like actually put it in our inventory, bring it back, sell it. We just get the money from it. So yeah, value 12, value 10, pile of wood, and a shielding band. +1 physical and magical armor. Okay, so maybe since you're taking a lot of damage, we will give that... Oops. Oh, it sounds like I have to go because our guests are here early. But we just finished the boss. We're going out with some friends tonight. I'm supposed to be here at 4 o'clock, but it's 10 to 4, so, you know. And our dog is going crazy now. So that's going to wrap it for now for Queen's Wish. Thank you for joining me. This was really fun. Like I said before, I just can't say enough good things about Spiderweb. Their games are not for everyone, obviously. If you watch this and it does not look like the game for you, it's probably not the game for you. But it has... They usually have great storytelling and just really great politics and adventure and morality and things like that. So thank you very much for watching. This has been Ben with the Tiger's Den, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.